The latest budget monitoring statement considered by Cabinet in early January shows a forecast overspend of 972k in the current financial year, and the draft budget considered by ONS shows a deficit of 381k in 21-22 and a further 1.08 million deficit in 22-23. How can you justify hiring full-time staff and continuing to spend vast sums on the unnecessary garden community when core services are at risk of being cut?
Thank you, Chairman. So the budget for 2020-2021 was approved by full council on 27th of February 2020, including the approval for the expenditure on the garden communities project. And this expenditure was then allocated into the 2020-2021 budget with full council approval. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Cockrell. Last question, Councillor. Mr.
I think that deserves a supplementary, because the question was really about the future. I mean, what was spent this year is essentially sunk, but if you're looking at what looked to me to be eye-watering deficits in the next 2 financial years, you said, I think, that you're planning on spending 406k on Chapel Heath Garden Village next year. You don't know how much the following year. You know, coincidentally, that 406k could quite easily close the budget gap you foresee for next year. So you haven't really justified why you're continuing to spend when you're facing such financial pressure, and you know there is a confidential paper considering cuts.
So sorry, Mr. Chairman, I'll wait for you to introduce me.
Go on, Councillor Cockrell.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So the money that is being spent, the £406,000 that we're budgeting for next year on the Garden Village community, is money that should be hopefully coming from the grant from Homes England, which we applied for at the end of the year. It's the same funding stream that was that came through previously. There is money set aside in the reserves to tide us over should that funding not become available. But clearly, if the financial situation in relation to grant funding from MHCLG changes significantly, then there will be an opportunity to reassess the priority level of projects, as we will have to do, I suspect, for portfolios across the board.
Thank you, Councillor Cockrell.